WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. State House Republicans are saying State Representative Joey Andrews of St. Joseph has voted on solar industry legislation despite a clear conflict of interest. Andrews owns a solar panel company and last week voted on legislation making it easier for companies to build large-scale solar farms in Michigan. Andrews is one of three partners in Parasol Solar, founded in Niles in 2015 to bring solar panels to residential and commercial customers. He's also the vice chair of the Michigan State House Energy Committee. Asked about the potential conflict, Representative Andrews says there's no conflict because Parasol Solar is no longer operating.
The company is not operational. We more or less shut it down in 2019, aside from a one-off for a former customer in 2021. There's no income, no assets, no employees. It's just a empty LLC that sits on the books.
Adding to the potential perception problem, Representative Andrews' sister is a registered lobbyist on clean energy issues in Lansing. Andrews says she has not lobbied him directly.
No. I mean, we're family, so we talk, but she hasn't paid for dinner for me or something like that, or spent money to lobby me on anything. No.
State House Republicans have criticized the potential conflict of interest. State Representative Jay DeBoyer of Clay Township calls it a part of a pattern of apparent financial self-interest in the Democrat caucus, referring to Andrews and State Representative Angela Whitwer, whose private company was recently found to have several clients with ties to public legislation that moved through her committee. A bill to reform Michigan's auto insurance, again, is moving through Lansing, but State Senator Eric Nesbitt says it will lead to even higher insurance premiums for drivers. The legislation seeks to increase reimbursement rates for medical providers that care for seriously injured motorists. Nesbitt says the way the bill's written, it will lead to higher insurance premiums.
I think they're really gutting the 2019 reforms, and that's why Governor Whitmer and the Director of Insurance and Financial Services came out opposed to it.
The reform came after providers of long-term care for crash victims had complained of an inability to treat some of those patients due to insurance limits. Nesbitt says the legislation takes Michigan backward.
What this does is sets up a whole new fee schedule that increases the cost across the board and then also provide further costs while not delivering any further savings for drivers.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer's office opposes the legislation, saying it will increase costs on drivers. Nesbitt says this is one of the few times you'll find him agreeing with Governor Whitmer. Package was approved in the Senate. The bill now moves to the House. And an Elkhart man is dead following a crash in Cass County on Sunday. The Cass County Sheriff's Department says it responded to a single vehicle crash on Old 205 near Cassopolis Road in Mason Township shortly after midnight. The department says around that time, deputies were notified the police in Napanee, Indiana, were chasing a stolen vehicle from Elkhart County into Cass County. Napanee police terminated their pursuit when they lost sight of the stolen car, but a short time later, a resident on Old 205 notified the sheriff's office that a vehicle had crashed into a tree. When deputies arrived, they found 49-year-old Adrian Smith of Elkhart, a passenger in the vehicle, dead on scene. The driver of the vehicle had run off. However, the driver was later found thanks to the help of Michigan State Police canine units. Smith was not wearing his seatbelt at the time of the crash. Deputies believe drugs were a factor. Edwardsburg Police, Michigan State Police, Napanee, and SEPSA Fire Authority assisted the sheriff's office at the scene. The incident remains under investigation. In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
We'll catch you up with sports here in just a little bit. Things are heating up with the World Series coming up here very soon. We got the teams are getting close to Game 7 for one series and another one going into Game 6.
Oh boy!
So it's
in your favorite.
I would like to see Rangers and Phillies.
Oh,
that'd be my ideal from what's left.
Okay,
so
not the Astros and the Phillies.
No, I like the Astros. They've already been to the World Series enough lately.
They've got enough.
I think the Rangers, it's time for them.
All right.
We'll get to more sports with Dave Wolf. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
Journalists caught in Middle East fighting. Israeli airstrikes continuing overnight with more than 4,000 people killed so far in Gaza. ABC's Matt Gutman, covering the war, says one Palestinian journalist captured drone images of a block of buildings pulverized into gray dust.
Another Palestinian journalist, Motaz Azeza, dropping his camera and scooping up 2 wounded toddlers, rushing them to a hospital.
They are injured by the bombing. I just hear them. You're fine.
Palestinians running out of bare necessities. Today, 17 trucks filled with food and water crossing from Egypt into Gaza, but the aid yet to be distributed for unknown reasons.
Moves still being made to try to rescue some of the 200 or so hostages being held in Gaza. There were protests by family members in Israel over the weekend. Other people also came out urging Israel to deal with the hostages first before there was a ground incursion. With continuing coverage, I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Your sports update on the morning show is brought to you by True Blue Financial. Independent, uncomplicated, dedicated.
A battle of division leaders in Week 7 of the NFL had the Baltimore Ravens over the Detroit Lions 38-6 on Sunday. The Bears beat the Las Vegas Raiders 30-13, and it was Cleveland over the Indianapolis Colts 39-38. Monday Night Football tonight has San Francisco at Minnesota. Sunday in the NHL, Alex DeBrincat had his 5th career hat trick to lead the Red Wings over the Calgary Flames 6-3. James Reimer had 24 saves. Detroit also getting goals from Dylan Larkin, Joe Veleno, and Jake Wallman. Major League Baseball from Sunday in the American League Championship Series. Texas forces a Game 7 tonight with a 9-3 win over Houston. Game 7 is tonight at 8 o'clock. Also today, Game 6 of the NLCS has Arizona at Philadelphia at 5 o'clock. Philadelphia leads 3-2. And the big game in college football this weekend, number 2 Michigan beat Michigan State 49-0. Notre Dame was off this weekend. And the high school football playoff pairings were announced on Sunday. In Division 3, a rematch of a Week 7 game has Lakeshore at St. Joe. With sports, I'm Dave Wolf.
Sometimes you just don't know where to start. So we're a starting point.
That's the new director of the Women's Business Center at Cornerstone Alliance, Kristen Patzer.
We're that sounding board to talk through your ideas. You know, there's market research and statistics that come into play. And so we're here to really talk through from the idea phase and beyond.
From helping you develop your business plan to matching you with financial assistance and networking, the Women's Business Center helps entrepreneurs turn their ideas.
Good morning to those folks that are watching on our live stream bright and early this morning.
Sharing video tips.
Yeah, some new fancy. Now that's something that I could probably do on my old phone.
Yeah, I think you can.
I'll have to try that out. Because I've got, the iPhone 12 and you've got the fancy new 15.
Do they still support that? Does that still connect to like the internet and stuff?
Yep, no problem. It's dial up, Bill.
I loved my 12.
Yeah,
except for the radiation.
I think I'm holding on to it, man. It's working just fine. I keep, I usually take care of the phones that I have, and I haven't dropped it at all. There's no cracks on the screen. The camera works just fine. The thing that I've noticed is that as the new updates and things come by, the files and all that stuff keep getting larger and larger and larger, and it's like you're running out of space. So then I just have to dump all the photos and video over to the cloud.
Yeah.
And then I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
and the benefit of having the 12 is you can put it in your lunchbox and keep your lunch warm.
Exactly.
Because of all the radiation it gives off.
Yeah, I thought they were fixing that. I haven't seen anything yet about the radiation, but
have they sent any updates recently?
They had an update, and I thought they said it was supposed to help that, but okay. I will say I have noticed that it's not as hot as it was.
Oh, nice.
So I think they fixed it. But
I've got another
we'll
update.
Wait and see.
I've got another update on mine. Although I do the beta stuff.
Yeah.
This is all airdrop stuff.
Fun.
Yeah.
I learned something the other day about the airdrop, about the putting the two phones together.
Yeah.
And then it just goes.
Yeah, that's fun.
So a friend of mine did that. He's like, "Oh, you can do this," and I was like, "Yeah, I've never done that before." He's like, "Check this out. I'm going to send you this video," and it was like, bzzz. It was pretty cool. I just do the airdrop when I'm far away from somebody in the same room.
Hey, good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Bill.
Good morning on there. But the two phones together to transfer information when they're in close proximity, we've known about that for some time.
Sure.
And we know that when you put your phone next to an Apple device like your AirPods or whatever, your AirPods, that it can sync to them with codes and all that other kind of stuff. But Somebody said, "Here, let me share my contact information with you," and put the phone
Yep,
up.
seen that.
And I thought, "Oh, are you taking my bank information? What's happening here?"
Right? Yeah. What you're sending me
else?
something? What else is being transferred
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird, but apparently it's safe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They say.
They say.
All right. Well, we'll get back to the show here.
All right.
Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
Hi, this is Pat Moody, and you're listening to The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. You can be part of the show anytime. You can always call 925-WSJM. You can email letstalk@WSJM.com. We're streaming live on our Facebook and our not on our Instagram. Oh, is that sirens?
Yeah, just ambulance going by or something.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Going somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on our Facebook. We're on our YouTube. You can stream live and watch us do what we do to make this fine award-winning program. We were out on the road Friday, and a lot of people commenting about different stuff, saying that one, we needed more people on the show.
Additional people
on the show. At one point, somebody said they didn't want to hear me sing, which I thought was odd.
I didn't pay that person, by the way.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, I'm about to go sing in a concert with a symphony orchestra that they asked me to sing with, so I'm pretty sure I'm okay at singing. I got the singing down, I think.
Oh boy.
But someday I'll sing you a song, but today is not that day.
Not that day. Did you get us any video or anything from the?
I was going to, but I was going to set up my camera, but it was it would be a little too obvious.
Oh.
It's sitting right there in front of me, so I was like, I at one point even thought about just setting my phone down and recording it.
Yeah,
but then I was like, no, you don't.
That's fine.
We don't want to blow you. I mean, honestly, it was so loud in there because we had about 75, 80 singers.
Oh wow!
Plus the orchestra. Plus the beautiful Howard Performing Arts Center at Andrews University that is so acoustically designed that you could hear a pin drop on the stage. Didn't hear the pin drop, but I heard everything else.
Okay.
So that was nice. But lots to talk about this morning. Halloween is almost here, but did you hear that there's going to possibly be a Santa shortage?
Come on.
Mm-hmm. They say a Santa shortage could happen. Some malls are asking people to apply for the job of Santa Claus. Businesses are blaming inflation for this shortage. The Daily Star says that they have this issue. They've heard about this issue. They quoted one business saying, "I do understand people not feeling overly festive. No one has any money, and then the state of the world at the moment. Hopefully, the magic of Christmas will come back soon."
I don't understand how there's a shortage of Santas, because if there's a shortage, where does Santa hang out? Typically, the mall,
the North Pole, from what I heard.
Okay,
and then
the North Pole,
the mall.
and then the mall
Yeah.
during the holiday season, the run up to Christmas. There are fewer malls. Malls have dropped off dramatically. So how is there still a shortage of Santas?
Maybe there's a shortage of fat white guys with white hair. I don't know.
Maybe a health bug or something.
I don't know, man. At one point, I said, I could be a mall Santa, but I would be like young, more Kris Kringle style.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could handle that.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm a long ways away from actual Santa. I'd have to wear a wig or something like that.
I mean, as long as you have the red outfit, and the white cuffs, and I think you're fine.
Yeah, and I can go ho ho ho. Can do that. You got the ho ho ho.
We'll work on that.
You don't like my ho ho ho?
Well, it's got to be deeper.
Ho ho ho.
Well, we're getting there.
All right. What, I got to do tryouts now?
Well, it's only October.
They need them.
I think the ho 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 doesn't come until after Halloween.
Oh, so right now it's ha 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 Halloween.
The magic of it. Yeah, see, it's the ghoulish. It's the
there
ghoulish
you go. I could be
thing.
Dracula first. So they're having these Santas. When I was in college,
right?
I took a welding class, and there was a guy in that class that he was a mall Santa. But I feel like this guy took it a little too far.
Oh.
Because he had a white beard and white hair. That was his hair. It was not a wig at all.
So natural.
He was a big, jolly, fat guy.
Are we supposed to say that?
Well,
Anyway,
he had a bowl full of jelly,
okay.
but that jelly was probably fat. I mean, what do you call him? Rotund?
I don't know.
He was rotund.
I don't know.
So he was a big fat white guy. But what I feel like he took it a little too far is that he had a pickup truck. What color do you think his pickup truck was?
Red.
Yep.
Fire engine red or Santa sleigh red.
Santa sleigh red.
Yep.
This is where I think the guy took it too far.
Okay.
He thought, all right, I'm a mall Santa. I think he was like one of the more sought after ones in Northern Indiana. Like he was in the mall. I think he was a couple of other places as well, some pretty prominent places, and we do parades and things like that. But where he took it too far is that his license plate was even Santa.
Come on.
It was like Santa 1 or something, or 1 Santa or something. I was like, really?
No, that's funny.
You're Santa?
Yeah.
So during class, I sat on his lap and I told him what I wanted for Christmas.
No, you didn't.
I absolutely did. Like, so could you
in
make
college? You sat on Santa's lap.
Yeah. I was like, can you get me an A in this class? Can you make that? Can we make that happen? Can you get me some welding equipment to take home so I can just own it, so I don't have to pay for it? Anyways, no, I did not sit on Santa guy's lap, but I thought it was like, I was like, really? You're a mall Santa? He's like, yeah, that's what I do. And he said he went to like Santa training, like Santa school. There's it's a whole big thing.
I believe that there's a Santa in a school. And it's good that they have one,
right?
Because you've seen the bad stories,
right,
where they show up with whiskey on their breath or something like that. But yeah, just be cordial and jolly and happy with the kids.
Probably because they have to also kind of learn, because there's all kinds of things to be a Santa. You got to, of course, know
the lore.
You got to know the lore. You got to know the history, because kids will ask you all kinds of things.
Oh yeah,
they'll ask you about, of course,
who's your favorite reindeer.
Yep.
Where's Mrs. Claus?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you want me to leave you when I go to bed before Christmas Eve? Of course, milk and cookies.
Is it true that the elves are going on strike soon if they don't get similar benefits to the United Auto Workers?
Exactly. Or the SAG-AFTRA.
SAG-AFTRA, yeah.
I guess that's going on.
Singing elves.
Yeah. SAG-AFTRA, they're in talks again with the studio on Tuesday, so they're still dealing with the strike. But the writer's strike, that's over. So at least we're getting some television going. But you kind of need the other part. You can write all you want, but you need the other part to happen with the actors. Yeah, SAG-AFTRA is still on strike. Tuesday, first meeting since October 11th. The studio heads actually kind of walked away from the table at that time, but negotiations fell apart when the actors union proposed a 75-cent per subscriber annual charge in a revenue share.
Wait a second. We get charged more?
Well, you've noticed, and I think it's on every streaming service, they've raised the price quite a bit.
It seems like they're doing that almost every quarter now.
Yeah. I think Disney Plus went up quite a bit. Netflix, we talked about that last week. Netflix went up. Who else went up? I think Hulu was going up. Most of all of the streaming services went up a few bucks. So my guess is they're doing that to prepare for what the SAG-AFTRA wants.
Yeah.
It makes sense though. I mean, at least for these actors, because I don't think they were getting really much of anything for streaming.
Well, right, because a lot of the contracts didn't include the streaming services, because when they filmed it, streaming wasn't a thing, or at least it wasn't as big as it is now.
Yeah, and even I think when they had shows that were like specifically for that streaming service like Netflix, there was really no per subscriber anything.
Right.
I mean, you get a share when a movie goes out into theaters or it's on TV, you get some revenue share from commercials and stuff, I'm sure. But there wasn't really anything set up for streaming. So it makes sense that they're like, well, I'm on the most popular show on Netflix. I should probably be getting some more money there instead of just my flat whatever $1 million.
And that's fair. I don't begrudge anyone for trying to get their fair share. At the same time, as a consumer of streaming services, I will say it's near the breaking point where it's like, okay, well, if every service is $79.99, I'm no longer saving money by cutting the cord.
Right.
Got to cut some of this off.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll read a book.
Yeah, I've and really, when you think about it, how many streaming services do you actually use in a regular day?
Yeah.
Maybe one, maybe two.
They should just have a big pipeline of streaming services, and you subscribe to that pipeline. And for the moments you watch, it's kind of like power, like electricity. I use it this much. I'm going to pay this much.
I would like it to be like a spinning wheel. Like I'll pay one fee,
right?
That's a little bit smaller.
Wheel of Feed'em.
And it's Wheel of Feed'em. But it's a wheel, and I for that whole month only get that one streaming service. And I can't use any of the other ones.
Oh, okay.
Like I'll pay like $15 a month, and I'll just spin the wheel, and it's like, oh well, this month you get Disney Plus. This month you get Hulu. This month you get Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that would be okay. Of course, you have those shows you want to watch, but you can watch them later.
As long as it includes, like Wheel of Fortune had the bankruptcy. As long as you can wheel around, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you get CBS Plus.
Yeah, or on that too, you not only have the bankrupt, but then you also, because really with all these streaming services, more and more of the bankrupts are happening because we're paying so much.
Yeah.
But I would then be like, oh, now you get one free month. Oh, here's a one free month somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That'd be nice.
Anyway,
it's getting
if they
to the
could
point
just
where
put them all together in one place,
Yeah.
and then I pay one fee. Oh, wait, that's like cable again.
Yeah.
It's like that's what it's getting to the point of. Like you said, cutting the cord.
Oh.
We're not really cutting the cord anymore, because the reason we cut the cord was to not pay so much. Now we're paying a lot.
Maybe Elon Musk, he has satellites all over the place. Maybe he's waiting to get into that. He says, as soon as I can put the nail in the coffin on Twitter, as soon as I'm done with that, which it keeps surviving like the Walking Dead, maybe then he'll turn his focus to streaming services, because he's already got the satellite structure.
Yeah.
And people are already willing to put little satellite dishes all over the place.
He's got the Starlink.
Why not?
I see a lot more and more people. A friend of mine, he has an RV, and he travels around the United States.
He uses Starlink?
Uses the Starlink.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who uses that.
Yeah.
So he's the guy.
He said, I asked him how it was going so far, and he said, well, the first time I talked to him was the first day he had it. So,
okay.
And it worked. It worked great.
What does he get off it? Like internet and stuff?
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be internet pretty much wherever you are.
Huh.
So if you are, checking out a national park and there's no Wi-Fi at the national park, boom. Or a lot of these campgrounds around the United States may not have Wi-Fi enabled somewhere.
Okay.
So now you got it. So
Very
you can
nice.
Get work done, watch streaming services, do all that stuff.
Streaming during van life.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay, just come up with content now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. Coming up here in just a little bit, we have some more content for you. Sports, news, and your Bloomberg Market Minute is next.
At Sturgis Bank, it's our people that make the difference. Meet Jen Postello, mortgage lender for Van Buren County.
My husband and I own a...
Good morning, Bill. You said, Bill said he was kidding because he's the one that said he didn't want to hear me sing. Bill, I'll sing you a song. You get put in your song requests.
Oh boy,
I'll croon for you this morning. Bill said as well, we were talking about Santa. What you're supposed to leave for Santa is cookies and beer.
Oh,
he will stop at your house first next year.
That's an idea.
There you go.
Beer.
I think that's a rhyme. I think that's
cookies and beer. Santa will stop here.
Yeah, we'll stop at your house first next year.
I like it. We can freestyle a little bit. We tried to at the thing on Friday. Some kids, as predicted, sat down and wanted to know about the music.
Yep.
Wanted to know if they could drop a beat to do some freestyling.
Yep.
But then when we started the beat, they got scared.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh man, that's not the beat that I wanted."
Yeah. I was giving them the Billy Squier, the Big Beat, which is one of the most sampled musics riffs.
Oh,
in all of rap, the Big Beat. Did you know
really?
that?
No,
Yeah.
I did not
Oh,
know
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah. It's good stuff.
Billy Squire, The Big Beat.
Yeah, look it up.
Huh. All right.
Yeah. I appreciate Billy Squire as an artist, even with his video production. However, he's made most of his money off of resampling rights.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
I would love that. Like, I mean, like, you've got these artists that I would say are one-hit wonders, and he's not. He had a few hits.
Yeah.
But that's awesome when you can say, like, oh, yeah, I was a big hit in the 80s. What am I going to do 30 years later? Oh, now people are starting to sample my music for this, that, and the other. That's pretty awesome when all of a sudden, I'm sure Billy Squire loves it when he goes to his mailbox and all of a sudden they're like, hey, here's this check from royalties from your whatever.
Probably got direct deposit now.
Yeah.
You know this? That's it. That's what he did. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
And people are sampling that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, I need to invent something like that. Yeah, it's like that person that comes up with one idea and it's like that's their thing.
Yeah.
Right.
As of 2020, the Big Beat has been sampled in almost 300 recordings.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
300?
Yeah.
Man. Well, how much does he get for that?
A lot. Well, I mean, it depends on the artist. 99 Problems, Jay-Z.
Yep.
Sampled that song. Let's see. Yeah, there are a few others in there.
Wow.
But that was the big one.
That's crazy.
Random knowledge.
Yeah. Put that in your next Billy Squire trivia night. Billy Squire was here, you know.
Where?
He came to years ago.
Yeah.
He was here for Venetian Festival.
Here, where here? Like
Shadowland Pavilion.
Really? He played?
Yeah.
He performed?
He did.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
it was
cool.
Trying to think the year.
But did you ever have a big band like, say, Cinderella?
I think
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, we've had some big bands come to this area.
Yeah.
Kansas was here one time. Love Kansas.
Yeah.
There was Bowling for Soup, which I do enjoy. Bowling for Soup.
That one I do not know.
No. They got a great song called 1985. It's great. You gotta look it up.
All right.
They're a good band. All right, let's get back to the show and see what's going on in the markets. See how my stocks are doing.
Oh boy.
Marion Branch, Kalamazoo, St. Joseph, and Van Buren counties. Now with 2 new locations in St. Joseph, downtown, and on Cleveland Avenue. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. A major oil industry deal today. Chevron says it's buying Hess in a deal valued at $53 billion. This is the second major deal in the U.S. oil industry in just a few weeks. ExxonMobil has agreed to buy the shale oil producer Pioneer Natural Resources for $58 billion, underpinning a bet that oil and gas will remain central to the world's energy mix for decades to come. Earnings from big tech will be in focus this week for investors. We hear from Microsoft, Alphabet, IBM, Meta, Intel, and Amazon. We also get earnings from General Motors, Coca-Cola, Visa, Boeing, and UPS. Stock futures are moving lower as investors continue to monitor developments in the Middle East. Beyond geopolitical concerns, global markets have been whipped around in recent weeks by climbing Treasury yields and growing concern about interest rates staying higher for longer. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Yes, it is, and it's just about 7:30. Today is going to be a pretty good day. It's a cold start to it, though. Partly sunny, high 60. Later on tonight, we're looking at partly to mostly cloudy. 20% chance for some rain with a low down to 53. Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Here are some of the stories we're following for you this morning. State House Republicans are criticizing State Representative Joey Andrews for potential conflict of interest. Andrews owns a solar panel company and recently voted on legislation making it easier to build large-scale solar farms in Michigan. Andrews says he's one of 3 partners in Parasol Solar, founded in Niles in 2015, to bring solar panels to residential and commercial customers. Berrien County's plans for a new 911 dispatch center in Buchanan are getting back on track. The county last year purchased a building at 500 Circle Drive in Buchanan Township from American Electric Power, with plans to construct a new 800 megahertz 911 tower. Now, those plans hit a roadblock when Native American artifacts were found at the site. However, progress has been made with finding a new location for the tower. And a new study says almost all of us are buying phony products online. Researchers at Michigan State University say that nearly 7 in 10 people have been deceived into buying counterfeit products online at least once in the past year. Clothes and shoes are apparently the most commonly purchased counterfeit items.
Really?
Have you ever bought anything that's turned out to be counterfeit?
A lot of times I don't know, because maybe it may just be a really good counterfeit.
Yeah.
But I can't think of anything recently.
Yeah, me either. But apparently 7 in 10 folks bought counterfeit stuff. The rule of thumb is if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. Also look for spelling errors.
Yeah.
In the time, if it says Coco Channel instead of the Coco Chanel, that's not, don't buy that.
Or Reebok, or
Reebok.
you got on Under Armour without the
without the U.
Yeah.
So some things to look for. Buyer beware. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
My brother-in-law would like the Reebok, though, because that's his name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his name is Reebok.
Why is his name Reebok?
His name is Ray Bach.
Oh,
so
got it.
Yeah,
thank you.
If you put it all together, it'd be Reebok.
Reebok. Yeah,
there you go.
Wear a pair of Reeboks.
Yep. Coming up here in just a little bit, we'll catch you up with sports news, or let's find out what's happening around the state with the Michigan News Network.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fish.
All right, going to our comments here on our Facebook page. Evan says, was Bowling for Soup most famous song the opening credits for Phineas and Ferb, the cartoon show? Yes, I believe so. I believe they've made a ton of money off of not only that show, but I believe that band, along with a few other artists, have been making a ton of money. Like Avril Lavigne makes a ton of money off of like the Disney Channel.
Oh.
Like they call her up, and the guy from the team from Bowling for Soup and a couple other musicians, and they just do a ton of like all those Disney shows. They'll write a bunch of music for stuff like that.
That's fun.
Yeah.
It's a great gig if you can get it.
Yeah. Yeah, we were listening to something the other day. I was watching that Only Murders in the Building, which, by the way, have you finished the show?
Have not finished it. Is it done?
No, this season's done.
Okay, so this season is done.
Yeah,
no,
so,
we're I want to say we're on episode 6 or 7. Something like that. They
season 3's done, and then they will have another season. Not sure how many more they'll have.
Yeah.
I hope they keep going, because not only is it a good show, but I want it to keep going because Steve Martin said this was going to be his last thing.
Oh.
He wasn't going to do anything else.
Okay.
He said, once Only Murders in the Building is done, I'm calling it quits.
Seasons 1 and 2 were outstanding.
Yeah.
Season 3 started slow for me.
It's a slow burn.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say there's of course, just like any show, there's with that, especially there's a lot of twists and turns.
Yeah.
You're not really sure exactly who the killer is. You're starting to get clues.
Okay.
But I will say, whoever you think it is right now may not be the person.
If they bring in a dog next season, like a Scooby character, we'll know for sure that they've jumped the shark.
Yes.
Because this season seemed a little bit like there was tension. They built it up before it started getting resolved.
Yeah.
It felt better.
Yeah. At first, you're kind of thinking, oh man, are they just following the same blueprint?
Right.
Oh, is it going to be this person as the killer? Well, they already did that sort of thing with the last time.
Yeah.
No, this one, I will say it ends well.
Okay.
But you're right. They were probably looking, how do we improve the show? Because they did this season bring in Meryl Streep. They brought in Paul Rudd. They brought in a few other big notable actors.
Yeah.
Matthew Broderick's in there.
That was hilarious
Yeah.
when they had him.
He's great.
That was really funny.
Yeah. So you're past that point.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah, he was funny. but no, I have a few more ideas. Did he try to give you ideas?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't they had Mel Brooks even.
They had Mel Brooks.
Which that was great
Nice
to see.
cameo. Yeah.
He's still alive, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, still alive.
Yeah. Season 1 was Sting, right? Yeah, season 1 they had Sting in it.
Yep, Sting had an apartment within their building. Yeah.
That was fun.
And then it seems like everybody, I think Sting, Amy Schumer, now Paul Rudd, they've all had that same upstairs penthouse apartment in that building.
Yeah, I don't know who my favorite actor was this season so far. I mean, Matthew Broderick is right up there, but Paul Rudd, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
But Meryl Streep really did a great job.
Meryl Streep always does a
She's
good job.
amazing.
She's somebody that you love her so much that you hate her. You're like, come on. Do you have to be that great all the time?
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Yeah, she's great. I'd like to know her process.
Right. Here in just a little bit, we'll have Zach East stopping by.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, he's going to do that. Do we have time for him? I don't know. We've been doing some things
I
on
thought
the
he
show.
was supposed to be here already. Did he not?
I saw him come to the door.
Okay.
So I think because we told him 7:35. Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So he's a minute late already.
yeah. So we'll get to him here in just a few minutes. So I guess we should probably set up
You want me to go
camera
get him?
and all that stuff.
I'll go get him.
Yeah, let's go get him.
All right.
Wellhealth.org and discover what we can do together.
Van Buren Tech, where successful futures begin. Now, those futures are very bright for area 11th and 12th graders.
I'm Brittany Milan, the Marketing and Communication Specialist at Van Buren Tech. 11th and 12th graders have the opportunity to come to us. We offer over 25 career and technical education programs, so students are able to select a program that best suits them for their interests, hobbies, or a potential future career. It's a great opportunity for students to come to us because not only do they obtain college credit of some sort in all of our programs, they also can decide if that is a career path that they would like to go into. Attending Van Buren Tech is free, obtaining college credit is free through us, and we also provide any industry essentials that they might need. Whatever it is that they need to succeed, we will provide that for them.
Learn more at vbisd.org, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
Your career, your future, your life.
Hi, this is Brian Lears from Campbell Ford & Niles, and it's October. And what October means, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month here at the dealership. So with every vehicle sold, we're going to be donating $100 to the Barron County Cancer Service. That's $100 for every vehicle sold here at Campbell's. And on top of that, we'll be giving you a free tank of gas in the month of October, November, and December. So that's free gas for the rest of the year and $100 to Barron County Cancer Service. Come down and see us at Campbell Ford, where the best bottom line is always at the state line.
When lives are in the balance, the trained professionals of Medic One are there. And when it comes to the topic of breast cancer, Medic One supports Real Men Wear Pink. Early detection can make all the difference and save the life of a loved one. Guys, be sure to encourage all the women in your life to schedule regular clinical breast exams and mammograms. Medic One Ambulance focuses on saving lives every day, and that's why Medic One supports Real Men Wear Pink.
Every day, countless homes suffer from the cold with old, inefficient furnaces. But you can make a difference with the Boss Freedom Plan. For $99 a month, you can give a brand new furnace a loving home where warmth and comfort thrive. $99 per month includes a new furnace, annual maintenance, all future repairs, and more. Book your free consultation so we can help you find the perfect furnace companion to warm your home and heart this fall. Boss Services, home of the Freedom Plan. Now available in your neighborhood. Subject to credit approval, call for details.
From ABC News Tech Trends, OnePlus is opening up the folding smartphone market. The OnePlus Open is the brand's first foldable, but 9 to 5 Google's Ben Schoen says it's mechanically identical to a device sold in China.
The OnePlus Open is really just a global version and a US version of the Oppo Find N3 foldable, which is sold in China.
Oppo is known for its foldable devices, and Schoen says that's evident in the OnePlus phone.
Hardly any display crease. It's got a very strong hinge that can withhold like 1 million folds and unfolds.
On the software side, the Open will let users run up to 3 apps at once.
But nothing feels tight or restrictive. You kind of really just have all this room. You have the whole screen to work with, even if you are using 3 apps at once.
It starts just under $1,700, undercutting foldables from Samsung and Google. But Schoen says there's a catch.
You can't finance it through your carrier, and that's really where most people buy their phones now.
With Tech Trends, I'm Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head, and the total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
WSJM Weather You Can Depend On is sponsored by Boss Services, raising the standard for heating, cooling, and electrical in Southwest Michigan. Boss Services.
A few areas of frost inland away from the lakeshore this morning, but otherwise we're going to see a mix of the sun and clouds. We're going to end up around 60 degrees later today. Partly cloudy tonight. We could see a couple of stray showers this evening or overnight, mainly to the north of our area. We're going to drop down to 53. And then tomorrow, a mix of the sun and clouds and warmer with high temperatures in the lower 70s. I'm WSBT 22 meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email let's talk at WSJM.com. We are streaming live on our Facebook and YouTube. You can see an extra person here on the live stream, which is good because we got a lot of comments on Friday of people saying they'd love to see more people on the show.
That's right.
And so we have Zacky's joining us. Good
All
morning,
I did
Zach.
was sneak in from another studio.
Yeah.
Hi, Zach.
One of 3 that I'm now
you're
a
everywhere,
part of.
man.
So
You're busy this morning.
Yeah, no, I'm grateful to be here and given the opportunity to put on one of many hats that I wear around here. This one is the awards director for MoodyOnTheMarket.com.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, because as many people know, Pat retired from a lot of day-to-day stuff that he's done around the radio stations and at Moody on the Market as well. And this is one of the areas in which I was given, I think, is a great opportunity to award some fantastic individuals and businesses with our 3 award series that we do throughout the year. We, of course, do our best places to work, 40 under 40, and this is the last in the series that we typically do each year, Bold Women in Business, which is a fairly new addition to the award series, but it has been incredibly popular. I will say this much, because we get tons of nominations for it every year of people just thinking of women of any age, really over the age of 18, again, here in Southwest Michigan, Berrien, Cass, and Van Buren County, that really are just deserving of recognition in whatever they do. And that can include not just working in business, but can be nonprofit work, and it can be volunteer work. It could be people who are retired, who are just doing great volunteer work in the community as well. So we have a great opportunity this morning to announce our 2023 class. So I appreciate the opportunity to come in this morning.
The
So
drum
thank
roll,
you.
Absolutely.
please.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're so important that we actually did not realize you were coming in until you were at the door. And I was like, oh yeah, Zach did say he was going to be on the show today.
Gee, thanks.
We
We
totally
knew he was good. We've been building
You're
it up
so
all
important
week.
here that we
Yes.
were like, wait, what's Zach doing over? Oh yeah.
Did we say something wrong on the radio?
No.
Right.
No,
Everything's
you're
good.
No, you're good. You're good. No,
That's
this-
the only other time I show up at people's doors, and that's usually the WIRX studio.
With
So
the
No,
FCC
you guys are good.
badge. No.
we were going to treat you like Matt Damon on the Jimmy Kimmel show and say, Zach, we don't have time for you.
Oh,
But no, we do have plenty of time. So, all right, drum roll.
Well, it's not going to take super long here, but because we do have a list of 20 folks. But before we get started, I do want to mention we have a group of sponsors who really make the award series possible, because there are a lot of costs involved in putting the event on that we do to help make sure that these folks are well taken care of, not only in getting a great trophy or plaque to kind of take home as a keepsake, and those usually cost a pretty good amount of money. But in addition to that, we put together a really nice event for them to be recognized. We talk a great deal about them or their business and such. So we appreciate these sponsors. They include the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber, Silver Beach Pizza, the Inn at Harbor Shores, Life Vision Eye Care, Autobahn Imports, the St. Joseph Banking Center of Sturgis Bank, and Doubleday Office Products. And we're supported by United Way of Southwest Michigan and Serene Water Gardens. And also, before I announce this list, I always want to mention that the people who judge this contest and every contest that we do are an independent group of past winners, along with Pat. So Pat has one vote, but the past winners that we typically ask to be a part of this on a volunteer basis are actually just there, again, judging their peers. Yeah. It's the chance for them to kind of give back for having been past award winners as well. And the judging process can be kind of difficult because there's, again, a lot of nominations that come in. Ashley Slack, who now works for the state of Michigan in their Bureau of Community Action and Economic Opportunity, was our lead judge for this year. We thank her for her time, as well as Olivia Starks from Starks Family Funeral Homes and Cremation Services, Greta Volkenstein from App Properties, Deshauna Robinson also participating this year alongside Pat. And again, none of the sponsors, myself, or anybody else has any opportunity to decide who these winners are, give any extra weight to them. So without further ado, now you can do your drum roll, Ken. Thank you. Sounds different with headphones on. Our 20 best places, or I'm sorry, our 20 bold women of business for this year. We did best places earlier this year.
That's right.
Our 20 bold women of business for 2023, and you'll be able to read their profiles at moodyonthemarket.com after we're done with this segment, and I go hit the button down in my office. It includes Amanda Drew from United Way of Southwest Michigan, Amelia Brisky from the Blue Dress Barn, Sundance, and Mill Creek Wild. And in my years being a wedding DJ, I worked with Amelia and her husband, Kirby, and I did tons of weddings at all three of their locations. Just beautiful places to hold a wedding. Ashley Hines of the Benton Harbor Community Development Corporation. Ashley has been incredibly active in the community here, just very recently putting this CDC together. Christina Frank of Cornerstone Alliance, whom we know quite a bit here. She spends a lot of time on our building on Mondays over on our sister station, so she is a Bold Women of Business winner for 2023. Diana Gramenos Dowd from Gramenos Law Group is also a 2023 Bold Women of Business winner. Heather Welsh Johnson of South Haven Ambassadors Program and Education Incorporated, as well as Heidi Manger, formerly of Professional Hearing Services. Jessica Ishmael of the Southwest Michigan Symphony Orchestra is on our list this year of the Bold Women of Business. Nice. Kelsey Shane of the PGA of America. She's the volunteer coordinator for this year's KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship. So congratulations to her. Kimberly Curiata of Equus Workforce Solutions. Lacey Lucas of Lakeside Fit in Bridgman is also on our Bold Women of Business list for this year. Patty Mitchell is from St. Anthony Parish in Buchanan and does a fantastic amount of work to help that parish down in Buchanan as well as the community. Renee Bora has been not only in the news here recently for her merging with salon, another salon here, but Affinity Salon and Spa has been her business for many years here. She was also one of our judges recently for some of the award series this year, and we appreciate her help. She is now on Bold Women of Business for this year. Rochella Hawkins of Emergency Shelter Services. She is the executive director, very deserving to be part of this year's list of Bold Women of Business. Rory Wright of Golden Eagle Tattoos in Coloma, also on our list. Sarah Lancaster from South Shore Health and Racket Club, which is incredibly hard to say if you haven't had coffee, apparently. Sarah Tepps of St. Joseph Pilates is also on our list as well. Sonia Pajan of the Enchanted Bead, which is a really cool store to step in.
Yeah.
Don't spill anything, because then you will fall over. There's a lot of beads there, but it's a really just an amazing place to go. Kind of let your imagination for crafting go wild there. Tammy Fawver from the Krasel Art Center, the executive director there. So congratulations to Tammy. And our 20th person here on the list for this year's Bold Women of Business 2023 from moodyonthemarket.com. From the village of Cassopolis, Tanya Betty is also a winner. So we're going to get this group of folks together coming up on November 1st at the Inn at Harbor Shores. Have a great reception for them. Tell the rest of each of the winners about them a little bit with a little synopsis of who they are and what they do, and give them a chance to come together with their significant others or those from their organizations, and just have a great opportunity to celebrate who they are and the work that they've done in the community.
Very nice.
So again, super huge thanks to these awesome sponsors who helped us with this: the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber, Silver Beach Pizza, the Inn at Harbor Shores, Life Vision Eye Care, Autobahn Imports, the St. Joseph Banking Center of Sturgis Bank, and Doubleday Office Products, with support from United Way of Southwest Michigan and Serene Water Gardens. So we'll get those profiles posted here in just a few minutes at moodyonthemarket.com.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Zach.
Yeah, no problem, guys.
Great work. Great award series this year.
Yes, it's been awesome, and I look forward to next year being even more robust with folks entering nominations, because the more nominations that we get, the more that it proves to me that Southwest Michigan has some incredibly deserving people of recognition, and businesses, I should mention too, that are just out there doing some awesome things. And they just, other people have noticed it, and they simply want to make sure that they're being recognized appropriately. That's the great thing, is people in our community care.
Some good people on that list too. So that's really awesome. Well, that's all the time we have for you.
Gee, thanks.
We're playing you off.
I will saunter back down to my office then.
Thanks for stopping
Thank you,
by.
Zach.
Yeah.
We'll get to your, speaking of moodyonthemarket.com, you'll see those Bold Women of Business here in just a little bit, but also you'll see a lot of great stories as well. We'll get to your Moody on the Market update in just a few minutes. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Talking to Ryan and Jamie from Full Circle Cafe in Stevensville. How'd you get your name?
We grew up in Stevensville and the surrounding areas, and when it was time to go explore.
You still
want me to
plug in? Okay.
Zach is still here.
Oh, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Stay plugged in for about another minute.
Okay.
We love to give exclusive content. To the people who are tuned in on the live stream. So
Okay.
give us something behind the scenes. How often are you lobbied for people to get selected as the award recipients?
Lobbied? Gosh, I would say almost never. And I think that honestly, that is
they know that you're
it's a really I think, and if I asked Pat if he were here, it'd probably be the same thing, because I think people just know, because we pretty clearly spell out the guidelines on the website about how the independent judging process happens. But I think they also know the sponsors don't have any chance at throwing extra weight into something, but also that they, I think, know that there's no chance in asking, because this community is too small that if you
someone would know.
Yeah, there'd be enough of people that would probably go, well, it just that. Yeah. So I've never actually had that.
My cousin Vinny, Marissa Tomei. Why did she get the Oscar on that one?
Yeah.
Nothing like that in
What are you
this
talking
one.
about? She's great. No, and you haven't been here
She
long
had
enough.
to kick her New Jersey accent to the high gear.
maybe
That's
that
why.
was it.
And you haven't been here long enough to realize that Zach has no pull around here.
Oh, okay.
No, that's true. You're right. I am quite disrespected here in the building.
Judges? Okay.
No pull. No, nothing. They're like,
you didn't know you were coming in for this, did you?
No. All right.
No.
Well, thanks,
to
man.
get virtual tomatoes thrown at me. Yeah, that's fine.
No, it's good stuff.
I appreciate it very much.
I grew them myself.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Johnny.
All right.
But thank you for coming in, Zach.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it.
You can hear Zach East on 95.7 The Lake.
Yes.
As well as
I'm on the air right now, so I kind of have to go.
Oh, all right.
I'll let you do that. Get down the hall, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Yes. Thanks, guys.
All right. See ya.
Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
When you want to know Southwest Michigan's business, look no further than MoodyOnTheMarket.com. In the Moody on the Market app, you can see the Moody on the Move series, which actually Zach East, who was just in here a minute ago, he talks with the folks from Our Lady of the Lake. So see that video, as well as the Bold Women of Business. You'll see that list.
The full list is going up on the website.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of other things as well. Your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And today we're talking about Timberline Inn, a new owner building on an 84-year legacy. Dan Pera wasn't looking to buy a restaurant. He was a successful Chicago-based financial advisor and merger acquisition specialist who has a home in Marco Island, Florida, and has spent summers since the 1970s in the Sister Lakes area. And that's where the story begins. They made Dan Pera the proud owner of the Timberline Inn at Indian Lake, just north of M62 between Eau Claire and Dowagiac. Now, the Timberline is one of the region's oldest fine dining restaurants with 84 years under its belt. And so he did some research, found that Timberline opened about 30 days after Emil Tosi founded the little resort that's now Tosi's restaurant in Stevensville. However, in recent years, you may not have heard much about Timberline, as it quietly served most of the several thousand summer families within just a few miles of Sister Lakes.
Now, he says that he and his wife usually had dinner at Timberline about once a week, Friday or Saturday during the summers in Michigan. He said last year he learned from executive chef and 33-year owner Ed Kenwisher.
I would say Ken Wisher.
Ken Wisher sounds right. And Ed and his wife Patty, they wanted to sell the Timberline and retire. Fast forward a year, there were no takers. Now, the place appeared headed for the auction block, much to the disappointment of Pera and many other regular customers of Timberline, love going to Timberline, who feared that they'd lose their favorite neighborhood supper club. The speculation was that somebody would buy it and then shut it down and transfer the liquor license.
Yeah. So somebody needed to step up and somebody did. So check it out. We've got the full article, full details about what Dan Pera and his family did to resurrect the Timberline and keep it going strong in the Sister Lakes area. That article is online right now at MoodyOnTheMarket.com.
You ever been there?
I've never been there.
Oh, man.
I talked to Gail, who wrote this story, and he said it's fabulous. He's been there before. He'll go there again.
It's a classic, like supper club. So I hope they make some updates and things like that, but keep a lot of the same stuff.
The good character.
It's a cool spot.
Yeah.
It's a cool spot for sure.
Nice.
Check out that story and many others at MoodyOnTheMarket.com. Your Moody on the Market update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
We're watching over you.
All right, folks. That about does it for us.
Huh.
Hopefully you're having a great start to your day. Any other good comments here? You know, when Zach was in here, we had a long list of great people for Bold Women of Business.
Yes.
So I'm excited to go check that out at MoodyOnTheMarket.com and see all the cool people.
Yeah.
I will say someone on that list is somebody that I nominated.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
now,
good.
I'm sure other people nominated that person as well, but
okay. But I remember it was coming up to the deadline and you were saying, I still got to do that.
Yep,
Still got to
I
do
did
so
it.
You did it.
I did it probably the Tuesday or Wednesday before the deadline. And yeah, I nominated a few people, and one of them made it up there.
Outstanding.
So pretty cool. What else we got going on today? Oh, well, we'll be talking with our friends from Berrien Community Foundation here in just a little bit after 8 o'clock. Not sure what we're going to be talking about. That's the mystery.
Oh,
keeping everybody in the loop or out of the loop, I guess, on this one.
You said Berrien Community Foundation?
Berrien Community Foundation. I know they got a lot of stuff going on.
They do.
So,
they always do.
Susan, I know, will have some great stuff to talk about, but what that is, we will soon find out.
Yeah.
Little Ryan Seacrest tease for you.
Oh, boy.
All right. Everybody have a great day. We're going to get back to the next hour of the show, but that kind of wraps up our live stream. You have a great day, and stay warm because it is a little chilly this morning, but it should warm up to 60 later today.
It'll be nice.
All right. Bye now.
See ya.